Good morning. I'm Idoia Mendia, member of the European Parliament from the S&D Group and member of the Employment and Social Affairs Committee. And I would like to sincerely thank to AIDS Platform Europe for inviting me to take part in your annual conference. I regret that I cannot be with you in person today, as I'm currently in Strasbourg for the European Parliament's plenary session. Our societies are undergoing major changes. By 2050, nearly 30% of the European population will be aged 65 or older. This shift brings new challenges for our labor markets, pension systems, and career paths, systems that were not designed for such an aging population. At the same time, younger generations are entering the workforce with different expectations. They value flexibility, work-life balance, and purpose. Adding to this, the housing crisis is affecting all generations. Rising rents, speculation, and a lack of public housing are forcing people, young and old, to leave their communities. Older people often do not have access to suitable housing, which isolates them and limits their independence. And young people do not have access to affordable housing. If we do not act, these social and economic gaps between generations will continue to grow. That is why intergenerational solidarity and fairness is more important than ever. To face these challenges, we need a truly intergenerational approach. In employment, we must fight age discrimination and make sure that older workers can remain active if they choose to, while also creating opportunities with quality jobs for young people starting their careers. Lifelong learning, early retraining, and reskilling must become the norm to ensure everyone can adapt and thrive in a changing labor market. On housing, we must explore new models like intergenerational living that promote community, fight loneliness, and allow everyone to live in dignity. Affordable, good quality housing that fits people's needs, no matter their age, is essential. We must also strengthen and better fund our public services, especially care systems. Young families need access to affordable, high-quality childcare. Older people must have access to professional, respectful care that supports their autonomy and participation in society.
Good morning. I'm Michal, Szczerba, member of the European Parliament. I'm from the EPP group. I'm from Poland, and I'm also co-chair of interest group Europe for All Ages. Thank you to Age Platform Europe for inviting me to speak at this important conference. I regret I cannot be with you in person, but I'm proud to contribute to this essential conversation. Europe's population is aging. By 2050, almost a third of EU citizens will be over 65. This change affects everything: how we work, how we live, and how we care for each other. Aging is a challenge, it's a transformation. Intergenerational fairness is key to turning that transformation into positive change. In my work, I've been involved with third age universities and senior organizations in Poland. In Poland, we have 700 universities for senior citizens. I've seen how senior citizens continue to give a lot to our societies through learning, mentoring, volunteering. They are a source of strength, knowledge, and care. At the same time, they face challenges from different forms of being excluded in the workplace, to loneliness and poor access to care. Young people, too, are under pressure with housing costs, job insecurity, and digital barriers. This is why we need policies that connect, not divide, generations. We need better support for older workers to stay active, good jobs for young people, affordable, accessible housing for all, public services that work across ages, and digital tools that include, not exclude. The silver economy is a part of the answer. Health technologies, smart housing, age-friendly services, this can drive growth and create jobs, especially when shaped by intergenerational thinking. And with the Polish presidency, putting aging, security and the silver transformation high on the EU agenda, we have a real opportunity to make this a European priority.
So, what is my wish for the upcoming strategy on intergenerational fairness? First, I hope it puts solidarity between generations at its heart. We need a vision that connects people of all ages, one that encourages learning from each other and working together, not one that sets generations against each other. Second, I hope it follows a rights-based approach. Everyone, no matter their age, should have access to quality healthcare, good housing, decent work, and the ability to participate in society both online and offline. And third, I hope this strategy leads to real change. We need a strong commitment from the European Commission and from Member States. This is our chance to put in place forward-looking, progressive policies that help us adapt to demographic change and to see this change not as a burden, but as an opportunity. An opportunity for innovation, new jobs, and a more inclusive and competitive Europe. And finally, I hope this strategy truly lives up to its name. It must be intergenerational in both spirit and content, not just focuses on young people, but also responding to the hopes and needs of older citizens. Their contributions must be recognized and valued. Thank you once again, and I wish you all a successful annual conference.
When I hope from strategy on intergenerational fairness, that is focused on what people really need. Dignity at every age, equal access to services, and policies that support connection and contribution across generations. Solidarity between generations is not a nice idea. It's a necessity. Let's work together for Europe, where no one is left behind, no matter their age. Thank you, and I wish you a great conference.